Welcome to another edition of the Inside Scoop. My name is Neil Crawford. I'm your host and also the founder of Anytime Soccer Training. This is going to be a quick tutorial to help a user out and friend who is looking for some specific drills based on some specific feedback that his coach gave his child. But before we jump in, I want to remind our listeners one of the many motivations behind my creating Anytime Soccer Training. And we've talked about this before. Number one is even if you grew up playing soccer and you are a soccer expert who has thousands of training sessions twirling around in their heads. And even if you did have thousands of training sessions twirling around in your head, you still need to transfer that information to your child. And anybody who has been parenting more than 2 days knows there's a lot of friction there. So the technology allows the child to have some autonomy, just hit play, while you as the parent or the coach continue to help them. And then the next thing, and we don't talk about this a lot, is I think anytime foot is on the ball, your child is going to get better. And I tried all the apps that you can possibly imagine in YouTube to try to find something that would sort of solve this problem I've had of a systematic development at home, supplemental training at home, while also not driving my kids crazy, that kind of stuff. And again, it's not that anything doesn't work, but they just weren't comprehensive enough. And this question epitomizes why we created Anytime Soccer Training, to try to cover everything that you could possibly imagine when it comes to one-on-one in-home training. So let me read the question really quickly and then jump in to show this user and you guys how I would tackle this training session. All right, so it says, "Hey Neil, Happy New Year. I had a potential club coach recommend my 2014 son work on controlling the ball in the air using the top of their foot to bring it down to stop it, using the inside of their foot for balls coming at you and not straight down, then using either inside or outside of the foot to touch the ball to open space. I know I can do this with my son, but I was wondering if Anytime Soccer Training has any video specifically for this." So the answer is yes, it does. But remember, technology plus human is better than technology or human. So I'm going to show you how I would approach this. And then at the end, I'm going to also ask you to remember, keep your thinking cap on, and you can modify any drill to fit your specific needs. But you're still going to have the timer. You're going to have the inspiration. You're going to have the video. You're going to have the tracking. You're going to have the music. You're going to have all of that. So let's jump right in. Because it's something specific you want to work on, what I'm going to recommend is you create a training session folder for your child. So you go to your child's login, you click My Training Sessions. It's going to come up and we're going to create a session and we're going to call this Aerial Control. What this does is it creates a folder for your child where all the videos are right there that you pin to the folder. And then you can also add it to your calendar with a due date, just as a way to motivate your child to stick with it. Now what we're going to do is we're going to go to the All Programs area. And the All Programs area is broken down by skill area and then program. Now you've already said it's aerial control. So the first hint is let's go to juggling. Then within juggling, there are all types of programs. And I get that with over 5,000 training videos, I totally get it. This is not going to pop out to you. And I'm working on so many different ways to make this happen, but it is what it is because it's over 5,000 training videos. But again, what are we comparing it to? We're comparing it to what's twirling around in your head that your child doesn't know. And we're comparing it to the alternative of nothing or going to YouTube and trying to figure this stuff out. But yes, there's always opportunities to make it even clearer for you guys. And if any feedback you have, please throw it our way. But we know we're in aerial control. Now we look here, it's warm up. No, probably not. Beginner, intermediate, advanced. Maybe, maybe not. But let's go to other. Now within other, you have additional programs for aerial control. And we're going to go to body, dribbling, finishing with juggling. And here we are. So what we're going to pin are videos in the aerial control and dribbling and aerial control and finishing. So let me go to the aerial control and finishing. So you see in this video, it's asking you to basically, the user is going to throw the ball up in the air and control it with the inside of their right foot only and then finish. Then they're going to do that with their left foot. Then they're going to do that with inside of the both feet. then they're gonna review that, right? And then obviously, if they did it with the inside of their foot, they're gonna start doing it with the outside of their foot. So let me hit play on this. I hope this works good for you guys. I'm not sure. And you notice the video is only 3 minutes, right? So he's gonna toss the ball in the air. And then he's going to finish. Now, we intentionally make the goal a little close just for filming purposes. You're going to change it to the distance you want, okay? And I'm going to give you another tip. So he's working on that and then he's finishing, and it shows you exactly what to do. Now, here's where you put your thinking cap on. These are designed so that people are not overburdened or intimidated, and we really want to make sure that one person can do it by themselves. But if you're working with your child outside, right? You can do so many different things. Number one, you can toss the ball to them at different angles. You can ask them to make movements. You can add cones. You can add dummies. You can add additional players, siblings, to make it more realistic, right? And still accomplish receiving the ball with the outside of their foot. So you can toss the ball to them. They receive the ball with the outside of their foot. You could toss the ball to them and ask them to receive it with their body first and then the outside of their foot. You can also say, hey, I'm going to roll some balls to you or pass some balls to you or aerial control. I'm not going to tell you, and I'm going to mix it up. You can do it however you want. You're still going to have the timer. You're still going to have the video telling you, okay, I need to work on the outside of my right foot, which that's optional as well. And you got the curriculum, and you keep going on and on and on. But we are so meticulous about this thing that yeah, we have finishing, but we also we want to make sure that you can do it and just dribbling in the space. So it's the same concept, but except they're just dribbling, right? And you can change this however you want. I hope this plays because it's in Zoom. And I don't want the actual YouTube video, this video, to be too long, but we'll see. So here he's just controlling it. He comes here, he's pulling it up. And this is where, again, I may toss it to my son and have them work on it. Or I may have one son behind the other one dummying and doing it. And then you have this, right? But do not underestimate. I go back and forth with you guys. Y'all don't listen to me. Sometimes improving things like your first touch, it's not like a one-to-one. Like I work on this very specific thing, and then I see it in this very specific way in the game. Sometimes it's just training your brain to and training the neuroplasticity so you can deal with anything. So that in order to get a lot of reps, you also need to pin the partner toss and partner volley videos to your folder as well. So let's just go back to the basics. So this is laces volley with the right foot only. So you're receiving the ball with your laces, right foot only, right? And that's it. And you're tossing the ball. And we've seen these, and there are hundreds of these working on the inside, the outside, both feet, the little thighs, one touch, volley, everything, right? So you can pin those. And I forgot to mention how you pin. So you can pin multiple videos by just clicking the pin and then hitting add, and you see your session is here. Or you can click and then you can do it that way, or you can click one at a time. It doesn't matter. And then once you have them in there, then you work through them. And then the final thing, you were talking about receiving it from the top of the foot. So I'm going to show you something. When I tell you real life, what I was just doing with my older son, real life. So, and I probably will add this as well. But anyways, real life, training my older son. He's home for the holidays. We were doing some passing, and he is way down here on passing. So he's reviewing. I think he's somewhere around here. This is not his profile, but see where it says dead stop? So when you pass, it's like a futsal dead stop. But because, he's advanced and all that kind of stuff, I wanted to add a variation. So instead of dead stopping and putting his foot on top of the ball like this, I would toss it in the air and he would bring it down, dead stop, with putting the bottom of his foot on top of the ball and making a pass, just to make it interesting. So I say all that to say, we try to cover everything. We're actually about to launch another series just for strikers. It's going to be about about 40 to 50 striker videos. So we're constantly adding content. But for the most part, the skeleton is there and you can add your own variations. I hope this is helpful. So let me just recap. You know it's aerial control. You're going to go to all programs. You know it's probably going to be somewhere in juggling. This is a little bit unique, so you hit other. You have all of these types of juggling drills. I recommend definitely always adding some partner toss in there so you can work on getting your volleys in really fast and successions, excuse me. And I also recommend pinning these folders right here as well. You can pin the entire folder to your favorites, or you can create a custom training plan and pin specific videos to that folder. If you pin them to your favorites, they should be in your favorites right here. Guys, this is not a sales pitch. Anytime soccer training is an absolute cheat code for in-home technical development. I am comfortable enough to now know what a lot of people do when they train on their own. And I was just at the training session, just did a training session with my older son yesterday. And we were just laughing at the fact that the other folks were out here and they were just doing their thing. It's no criticism, but the only thing their kids were doing was just striking the ball from 30 yards away, that kind of stuff, which is what I did when I played basketball. If I went out and played basketball and wanted to work on my game, what was I doing? I was shooting threes, but nobody was working on those fundamental touches. We got more done in 1 hour than most people would get done in 2 or 3. So it's absolutely free to join. You get loads of free content forever. No credit card, no nothing. You just get all this free content that's right here for you. All these 100% follow along videos. Knock yourself out. And I hope this was helpful. My name is Neil. I'm the founder of Anytime Soccer Training. Let's get better together.